Hey all, Bridget Bartlett here. I am the president of Vision Marketing and Design.com, and today we are live inside of my Vision Marketing and Design team training, which we go live every day, Monday through Friday. If you are interested in joining, go to visionmarketinganddesign.com. You can become a member. Today, what we're going to talk about is how to get leads, right? Isn't that what everyone wants to know? And there are so many methods that you can use to get leads. But what we're going to talk about and what we have been talking about is how to use lead magnets or lead magnet funnels to get leads. But it's bigger than that because it's part of positioning yourself as well. So you want every step in your lead or prospect's journey, um, getting to know you and building that know, like, and trust factor. You want every step to be progressive, right? You want every step to impress them, to basically acknowledge you as being someone who knows this, right? Who understands and who knows and who is an authority. That's the whole point of building a brand, is to be an authority at whatever it is that you're promoting. Okay, so just to tell you a little bit before we get started, how you can join. Like I said, you can go to visionmarketinganddesign.com to become a member. We do live training Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on Friday, our live training is actually a Zoom session. So you can join me in the Zoom if you're a member. We also have some complete courses. These are worth well over $10,000 in reality. You can also save 50% on all the templates, and I do release new templates every single week. And these aren't just website templates. These are actually course funnel templates. And we will probably start doing some more advanced website templates as well. But every Monday we release a new sales funnel template. So as a member, you save 50%. We also have freelancer opportunities. So if you need an agency or you are interested in actually making money with your digital marketing skills, this is definitely great for you. I also provide private coaching, and as a member, you save 50% on that as well. Okay, so like I was saying, we have live training and da 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 da. All right, so to get logged in, let me go ahead and do that so we can access the live chat here. Go ahead and get logged in. And as soon as you log in, you'll see this screen here. So I actually want the live broadcast. So that's what I'm going to check there. And looks like I have oh, I forgot to clean my caches from yesterday. Sorry about that. All right, let me get logged in here. I noticed that yesterday when I went live. And if you guys ever see that, you just have to clean your cookies and caches or go incognito and it won't be an issue. Okay, so it looks like Linwood is here. Alvin, Maria, hello, hello. Felicity, Frankie, awesome, awesome. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move this to the side now and get into the training today. All right, so to create a lead magnet funnel, what we need to do is go into the Cheetah Builder inside of Builderall. If you don't have the Builderall tools yet, you can click somewhere around this video. There's definitely tools. You can also go to bridgetbartlett.com and create a Builderall account. Let's go to, I want to show you first this lead magnet that I already made. Okay, so this is basically what we're going to remake today, just so that you understand the process of a lead magnet. It helps before I even get started. Okay, so this is what the opt-in page will look like. Of course, we're using a different book. This is my Ultimate Hustle Guide. If you want to get my free Ultimate Hustle Guide, go to hustleguide.visionmarketinganddesign.com. But this is what the opt-in page is going to look like, okay? It just needs to be really, really simple. The main purpose of this opt-in page is to get an email that we can give them in exchange for something else, okay? So this is the opt-in page. If they give me the email, I will give them this guide, okay? So that's how that works. Once they opt in, we're going to send them to this page here, and I've put in an auto funnel tag, so it actually will have their name here. So it'll say special invitation just for you. And then up here, though, it says check your email. You'll receive your free guide within 5 minutes. Okay, so we're not actually sending them. Typically we're taught to send them to a page that's just a blank page that says confirm your email. But what I want to do is I don't want to disrupt the flow of the customer journey. Okay, we're sending them the guide like we promised, but we want to send them to, our first offer. In this example, it's just telling about the program and everything. Okay, so there's nothing else to purchase here. It's just saying, hey, if you want to join here. All right, that's pretty much where it stops. But when they go to their email and they click that link in the email, they're going to go to this page. Okay, so again, here is the congratulations. Here's the free guide, and then here's an advertisement that says, hey, here's another chance if you're interested in getting more info. All right. So that is what a lead magnet funnel is. Of course, the purpose of all of this is to capture the email so that you can send them emails to tell them more about, this product that they opted in for, but also about how your business can help them. Okay. So if you're a digital marketing agency, it makes sense that someone would want an ultimate hustle guide because that's what we're doing, right? We're always hustling. We're trying to, either a part-time gig or a full-time gig or something like that. Okay. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to X out of these here. And let's just go and start from scratch. Now we can use the funnel builder, but I like to just start with a blank template. So let's go to create, and here we go. And I'm just going to choose blank and select this. Okay. So for the first page, now you said, or I showed you that we had 3 pages, right? So what I want to do, actually, before I even do this, I almost jumped ahead of myself. I want to go ahead and create my header, okay? So I'm going to go here, go to header. Now, these are the global elements, okay? Now, global meaning you can set every single page on your website for this header. All right. So the reason I love using these global headers is because all I need to do, especially if I'm adding pages or taking pages away, which I do very often, then it helps me to not have to go to each individual page to update, right? So I'm going to go to the header, and I actually have in my saved elements, I have a header already that I saved, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and use the same header. So we'll just say here. Okay, so except I don't really need the menu. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete these things and delete this, and we'll delete this and delete that. Okay, so now this is my header. Okay, so I just copied that. All right, so if I wanted to just add, create my own header from scratch, all I need to do is add a panel. You can delete this, delete the text here. If you want to shrink this down a little bit, you can go to where it says sizes, minimum height. And when you do that, you can actually shrink it down further than it lets you. And then you want to add an image. So we'll go to, where's the image? Add an image. And then here you just want to click edit element, go to general settings, change image, and then you can choose your whatever image your logo is. Okay, so that is how you create a global header. All right, so this is what we want it to be. So we're just going to center this and make it look nice and save. And that's fine. Now let's go back, and we need to do the footer. Okay, so I'm going to go to footers. Now, since I create these all the time, this is why I just love to save my footers and headers. I actually have a footer for membership area, footer for main business area, and then also a footer for footers and headers for sales funnels. Okay, so I'm just going to call this footer because we're going to be nice and generic, and I'm going to go to edit. Now, of course, I want to go to my personal elements and my panels, and I can choose, here's my footer. But again, if I wanted to create my own footer, I could go to add and then panels. And there are actually some options here if you wanted to use some of the templates. Where are they? If you wanted to use any of these templates, you could do that. Or you could start from scratch and just do blank template. You can delete this text. And then you could put any of these things on there that you want to, okay? But I already have mine created. I have tons of training on headers and footers if you want to check out the replace section for more of that. You can also check the knowledge base for more training as well, okay? So now that we have created that, you'll see why I did that first, okay? Because I want to go to the settings here and I want to scroll down to where it says pop-up settings, header settings, and footer settings. I don't have any pop-ups to worry about right now, but I do want to connect this page to this specific header and footer. Now you can see if we had multiple, we could choose which one we wanted to use, but since we only have one, we're just going to select those and then click Save. Now, the reason I did that is because when we create this opt-in page, all we need to do is duplicate it, and then we don't have to go in and set it to the header and footer and all of that, okay? So I'm actually going to change the name of this to opt-in. Opt-in. And then I'm going to copy and paste and paste. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm training you guys and I want to make sure that you know which page is which, okay? So, oh, why does it say that? Oh, I had a space. Okay. So this is going to be my opt-in page. So now I want to go ahead and edit it. Okay, so I just clicked Edit Site. And I have some text here, but again, I just like to start from scratch. I just like a clean working space. So what I'm going to do is pull this panel all the way down here because that is basically, if you've ever created a website before and you've noticed like there's a bunch of white space down here and you can't figure out why, it's because the panel is not long enough to cover the screen. So when you do that, it's going to have something in this space. So it's better to just prepare for that and at least have this first panel the same size as your screen, okay? So now what I need to do is I'm going to get a box because if you've seen any websites that I've done, you know that I love to use boxes, okay? I just feel like it adds more dimension. So I'm going to go to box and, oh, let's just select this one. So now that I've added an element to the panel, that little message goes away. And what I want to do is set the shadow on this box just to look, you know, I have my specific things that I like to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go to the shadow and you see it's right now, it's like this purple color. It seems to me my favorite color of shadow is right here in the middle of the black. And then right here in the middle of, if you can see my cursor, right here in the middle of the opacity. Okay, so since I love that color, I'm actually just going to click here to save it. Okay, so now I can just use that color again by clicking it, and then I don't have to, you know, set it here and then set it here, and then I can make sure that I'm consistent. So what I want to do with this blur also, though, is I just want to clean it, okay? Because I just want to start from scratch. And then I just want to move this over just a little bit. And then this radius spread over just a little bit. And I see some rounded edges. I don't like those either. Cool part is once you get this set how you like it, it's just a matter of duplicating and saving. And that's why it's really important to get it right the way that you like it, and that way you can just duplicate. And even if it takes you a few minutes to work out the first one, it's always better to do that. Okay, so since this is going to be our opt-in page, there's some important elements that we need. We need to have, obviously, an opt-in form. So there are a few options. You can have a magic form, and that will create a Builderall account automatically. It looks like Shawana's here. Hello, Shawana. So it will create a Builderall account for them automatically, but we're not really using this specific funnel to create a Builderall account. Okay, when you do that, it will create a free account, but then they won't have access to any tools unless they've made a purchase. So it's just better for this specific example, since we're just creating a lead magnet to get leads. We're not really trying to sign people up for Builderall. So what we're going to do is actually use an email marketing form. Okay, so there are two ways of doing it. You can do a contact form, which I would recommend if you're doing something something where you want the information from the form to be sent to you through an email. Okay, you could use the contact form for that. That's the most simple way for me to explain it. If you want that info to go to you in an email, use a contact form. But if you want them to enter in to trigger an email autoresponder, then you need the email marketing form. Okay, so what I'm going to do is choose the email marketing form. And you'll see here that it wants us to choose a list, but we have not actually created a list. So I'm just going to cancel out of this. We'll just leave this here for now. And let's go ahead and get an image. So we'll drag that there. Oh, and it wants me to do that again. So now remember yesterday we actually created our image that we wanted to use, the mock-up image. Okay, so what we need to do is actually, before we upload it, because when you download it, it's a pretty large image, and we want to make sure that we have the same size and everything that we need. So what I'm going to do is actually go to Canva. I'm going to click create a design, and what I typically start with is the 800 by 800. Okay, that's just if I have no idea what size I need, that's what I'm going to choose. So I want to go to upload, and I've already uploaded the images or the image, but if you want to know how, all you need to do is go to your file where images are, and then you can, it's like, here is my AI ebook opt-in image. I can just drag it over here. Okay, I'm not going to do it again because then I'll have two in there. But that's how you can upload. So what I'm going to do is just click here, and you'll see here is, if I stretch this all the way out, you'll see here where, if you can see around this area as I draw this in and out, it actually tells me the size of the image. Okay, so it's 800 by 600. So what I'm going to do is go to resize, and I want to resize it that size. Okay, so I'm just going to choose custom size 800 by 600. And if you're not a pro member, you should be. Go to visionmarketinganddesign.com/Canva, because this is one of the features that makes the pro so amazing and useful, because I probably use this more than any other feature on Canva, the ability to just resize quickly. Okay, so I'm going to choose resize. It resized the canvas there, and now I have this perfect size image. All right, so I'm going to retitle this. We're going to call it AI ebook opt-in. I don't know why I just said opt-in and typed in print. Ebook opt-in image. We'll say resize so I remember. And when we download, of course, you could add your logo here if you wanted to, but I already have my logo here. You could add any text. There's tons of things that you could do once you put it in Canva. But the most important thing is you want this to be a small image, okay? You don't want it to bog down your browser. This is the most important page to load fast, because you have, up to 5 seconds to capture their attention. And if your web page loads really slow, that is going to kill you. Okay, it's really going to kill your conversions. Christy says, hi everyone, awesome training. Thanks so much, Bridget, for the step-by-step to follow. You are so welcome. Okay, so the way to make this a small image is by using JPEG here. You can use PNG, but even if you compress it, it's still kind of large. You want to keep your images no more than like 100, what is it, kilobytes, I think. So what I do is I do JPEG. You could even move it down to 60, just to make it a little smaller, but I think this is good. So what I'm going to do is download now. And then, now that I have my image, I'm going to go back over to my page here, and I'm going to go to image, or edit image, and then I'm going to go to change image, and then I want to upload, and let me see where I actually put it. AI. Okay, so resized. So here's my image. And actually, if you hover over it, it should tell you, I think, if it tells you what size it is. So let's go into the folder. And I'm on, oh, where is that image? Okay, so if you hover over it, it actually tells you that it's 74.6 kilobytes. So since that's under 100, I think we're good to go. Okay, so um, now what we want to do is anything basically we want. Do we want to add a shadow? Do we want to add borders? Sometimes I like to add, a little border here, and I'll make it solid. And maybe I want a branded color, but let me go ahead and go to Canva, and I want to choose my brand kit. This is why I always say, as soon as you have a client or your own branded colors, just go ahead and store it in Canva. And I almost always have Canva open, so it's real easy for me to go there and get my brand color. So I'm going to just paste the hex code here. And of course, I want to save it so I can easily reuse it. We can add maybe some shadow here as well. So we'll do the same thing. And I'll click this box so that I can add my perfect shadow shade to the box as well. All right, so now let me get rid of this. So now we have our beautiful box and our image here, but of course, images don't create opt-ins always. So what we're going to do is let's save. Save is our friend. Felicity says, hi all, Bridget's the best. Thank you. Oh, you're so sweet. Okay, so let's change this blue color because obviously we don't like blue, we like purple, right? So here's something that I've been doing lately with my buttons. Instead of adding the hover color, I've been adding, and actually this is the form, so it's not the same as a button, but I've actually been adding animation. We'll probably get to do that here in just a few minutes, but I'm not gonna add a border here. So let's go ahead and we can remove it in many ways. We can just make it like that, or of course put that to 1 or 0, and then we could make that transparent. But instead of doing all that, we'll just change it to no border. And let's go ahead and save again. Okay, so now we need to add some text. We definitely need an H1 title and an H2 title. So let's go ahead and go to add element, and we'll go to text. And let's go ahead and add this first title here. It keeps doing that. Here's what we're going to do. I really wanted to wait until tomorrow to do this, but let's go ahead and let's just create our Mailingboss list. And to do this, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to workflow, and I'm going to call this AI ebook and save. So now what I've done is I've gone into Mailingboss, I've created a workflow. Okay, this is really how you should start every email sequence or anything that you're doing, especially if it's like a lead magnet funnel where you want to have that sequence follow up. Okay, so go to Mailingboss and create a workflow. So when we are in the workflow, we're asking, what do we want to do first? Where do we want the workflow to start? Do we want it to start with a list? So when we get a subscriber into the list, it does something. We haven't told it to do anything yet. Do we want it to route subscribers, start an email campaign, email sequence, an instant message, or we can even start with a tag. Okay, so if as soon as someone is tagged with something, if we want to start an email sequence according to that tag, then we could start the workflow with a tag. Okay, a lot of people don't know really how cool Mailingboss is, but so what we're going to do is we're starting our workflow fresh and brand new. So the first thing we need is a list. So I'm going to drag the list here. And I want to click here to edit my list. Okay, so I don't have a list right now. If I did, I could choose one of the lists that I have, but I'm going to create a new list, and we're going to call this AI ebook. And I'm just going to copy and copy. And let's go ahead and just put that as the description. And we do want a double opt-in. And the way that we're setting this funnel up is honestly what I feel like is the best way to do it a double opt-in. Okay. Where we're not really stopping them with that confirm your email page, but we're saying, hey, we sent you what we promised. Now check this out. You might be interested in this. Okay. So that's what I prefer to do. So this is going to be a double opt-in, but if they want to opt out of our list and unsubscribe, we don't want to stop them. Okay. We want them, if they aren't opening and they're not clicking, we want them to unsubscribe. They're doing us a favor. So since they're doing us a favor, we definitely want to make it easy for them. Okay. So we're going to do single opt out, double opt in. So I'm going to go ahead and create. And here's my list. Okay. Now I'm going to save. That's all we're going to do today. All right. So now you guys know how to start a workflow and how to start a list. All right. So let's go back to our funnel. And let's go ahead and connect that list. First, let me save because I may have to refresh my screen so that it realizes I just created a list. So I'll close and let me reload. Okay, so it automatically pops up here and we see AI ebook. So I'm going to go ahead and select my list and save. Okay, so right now, it just says email because what it's doing is it's pulling in all the fields from the list that I just created. Right now, it defaults to only email, okay, which that's fine. Again, we'll talk about that tomorrow. But that's why it only says email. If you want to add first name, again, we're definitely going to do that, but we'll do that tomorrow. So I just want to save now that we've configured our form. And I pulled in this text here, and I don't like this text. My brand is, I like to use Lato. So what I'm going to do is go up here and I want to set my global fonts to be my preferred color and my preferred font. Okay. So I'm going to go to Lato Black because that's what I like for my H1 title. And I'm going to go to Lato regular for the, actually I'll choose Lato Black as well for my H2 title. And let's go ahead and just choose normal Lato. And let's see, we'll choose normal Lato here as well. And maybe for title 5, maybe we want Lato Light just to help switch up the game a little bit. And then maybe we want another Lato here. And we'll put our paragraph text as Lato. And I like for the desktop to be about 20 for paragraph text. And then the mobile to be, it depends really, but 16 to 18 is what I typically like for mobile. Okay, so I'm going to set all of that. And the color is fine, but typically I like to choose something that's not so stark black. So what I really do is I go to all the way black and I move this up until I find something that's a little bit lighter. Like I feel like that looks good. So once I've chosen that to remain consistent, I want to click here to save. All right, now I'm going to save my website again. And Shawana, I think a light bulb just went off in Shawana's head because you got lots of questions. Let me see. Do you have to start the workflow there? I normally do it the other way. I just go to lists. Shawana, I can tell you've been with Builderall for a long time because most of us did what you're saying. You just go create a list, and there's no right or wrong way to do it. But if you are learning how and you want to be able to easily implement like moving things with tags and all of that, it's better to learn how to do it on the workflow as opposed to trying to figure all your way around. Okay, so the workflow is kind of like when you're designing a funnel, like a complicated funnel in the funnel builder as opposed to building it page by page. So hopefully I answered that for you. It's definitely better having done both ways because I used to do it the way that you did. I can assure you that if you learn a little bit starting with the workflow, you will thank me because it just makes things, you honestly will probably realize it does things that you had no idea it did if you start with the workflow. And let's see, Shawana says, and create a new one and then go to advanced to put in the other info is doing the workflow way better. Yeah, it was like I was saying before I read the rest of what you said. Definitely start with the workflow. It's 1,000 times better. It just helps so that you're not bouncing around from thing to thing. And it'll make more sense if you've never used the workflow tomorrow when we actually go to creating our sequence. Okay. Um, so now, going back to the global settings here. So I've chosen the color of my black text, but what I need to do is go up and set all of these as well because I want them all to be the same color. So I'm just going to click there and I'm going to go to this color and I'm going to click there and then this color just to make sure all of my text is exactly the same color. I start every website like this, where I get my box and then I set my colors and fonts and all of that, because if you do it in the beginning, then it's like your branded colors. Every time I need my branded purple or my shadow color, the text color, all I have to do is come back and click there. Okay, so let me make sure I got that one. And we'll click here and make sure it's the same. Okay, so since we got all of that, we're going to click save. And now every time we pull in a global text, or every time we pull in a text, period, from our elements here, they will all be the same font and the same color that we chose for our website. Okay, so let's go ahead and add a title here. And what is our title? Our title is going to be the title. Let's say we'll use the subtext here that's on our book. Okay, so let me just copy this here. I've written down. I cheated. I tried to be prepared for you guys. Okay, so I'm going to do Control Shift V. And obviously, that is huge. So since it's a global text, what I need to do is go up to my H1 title, because that's what we pulled in. I go up to H1 title, and you see it's set on 80. So I like it to be between about 50 and 60. So let's see what looks good. Let's say 50. We'll start there. Let me stretch this out a little bit. You don't really ever want your main title to be more than 3 lines, okay? Statistically, that's been tested, and it just, for some reason, it just, people respond better for 3 lines. Okay. So, this is going to be our title. Of course, we could, switch it up a little bit. Maybe we want to, let's go to, our brand. Let's see. Go to background settings. Let's go here because I want to get my brand color. I'm not going to change it, but I just wanted to choose that color. So now I'm going to copy, and I can change this back to white. But I wanted to get the brand color because I want to change this to be our branded purple. So I'm going to highlight that, and I'm going to go to the A to change my font color, and I'm going to paste in here. But if you click out here and it doesn't do anything, it's because you need to have that pound sign for the hex code. Once you paste that in there, you just click outside the box and OK. And then now you have, within that same text element, you can change the color there. So it just adds a little bit of, a little bit of interest maybe. So I'm going to shrink this down just a little bit. We want to definitely make sure we're not putting too much information. Okay, so now, of course, we need some text here. We need some intriguing benefits and things that we're offering. So what I'm going to do is actually stretch this down a little. And this is actually, when I get into the design stuff, I really could talk about this stuff all day, you guys. So, but it's just getting started. And then after that, it's just simple duplication of all the elements and panels that we create. Okay. So I'm going to go to add and elements, and let's go ahead and grab an H2 title here. And then we'll probably need some more text. So let's go elements, and let's just grab some paragraph text. Okay. So for our title here, we can say free guide or something like that. So let's say get your free guide. But it's a little large, so let's go up to H2. And if you want to get there immediately, you can click this tab that goes to H2, and let's shrink down our H2 title just a little bit. So we'll say it's 40. Okay. And then now we have some benefits here. I'm just going to copy and paste. So I'm going to do Control Shift V. And let's move this up. This is why I like to have plenty of workspace, and to give myself more workspace, if I go to click on the panel and go to sizes, I can actually just drag that out really tall. So I have plenty of space I don't need to worry about. Of course, I'm not going to use it all, but it's nice that we have it. I'm just going to move this over here too. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to enter here to put a space, enter here. Let's go ahead and stretch this out just a little. And we can put a space here. So we're just cleaning this up. You know, once you get the content written, that's usually the hardest part. I do want to add some line height here though, because you see the if you highlight, this is just a tip that I use. If you highlight and you see that it's darker overlapping, that's usually an indicator that you need to increase the line height, okay? Because you can't tell very easily, but the top and bottom of the lines of text are too close together. So what I'm going to do, since this is a global element and it's the paragraph text, I'm going to go to global. I'm going to go to paragraph. And then you'll see here, it says line height, and I can increase it here. Okay, so usually I like to do like a 1.3. So that will give you more text, and you can just see that it looks better, you know, like aesthetically, it looks better. Okay, so we have that part there. Now we need some benefits. Okay, so let's go ahead and start another text element. And for this one, we'll choose this, title 6. And because I just want something a little bit bigger and bolder, because we're going to talk about topics covered. So Control V X or V. All right, so that is heading 6, but let's go ahead and change heading 6 because we want it to be Lato bold instead, or Lato black. So we'll say that. Maybe we want it to be a little bit bigger too. So we'll say 25. That looks good. And let's go ahead and add some features here. So let's just add another paragraph text. And since we already formatted that one, we'll just duplicate. And I'm going to highlight and then Control Shift B to paste. And now we have some features here, okay? But we can put, you know, bullet points, but I like to make it a little bit, you know, a little bit more, I don't know the word for it, snazzy, I guess. So what I want to do is I want to click here on the right side of the W, and then I'm going to go left, and then I want to add this little icon here. So I'm going to click that, and then I'm going to actually type in arrow because that's the icon that I'm looking for. So let's go to this one here. Okay, and then of course I want a space. And here's the cool part. If you go back to use it again, go to the right of the H, move the left arrow. You can just tab the left arrow, go back to the icon. It already chooses the same one, so it inserts it for you, and then you can just tab over to move it. So we're going to go to the right of the H, use the arrow left, and then hit the icon, and then select. And we'll do the tab to give it a space. And let's do the same thing on the T, to the right of the T and left with the arrow and then the flag. It already chooses it, and select and space tab. And one more. So we'll go left and the icon and then select and space. All right. So now we have so much cool information. It's not very designed right, but that's okay. We'll get there. So we have topics covered. We have this information here. We also have this form and this picture. Okay, so what do we do with this? It's kind of, it looks, you know, distorted a little bit. We have a lot of information here, but we definitely want to make sure that it all looks congruent. So let's move this over here. Let's move this here. Let's shrink this box in just a little bit. And let's move this over, but we want this aligned to the left so that it makes sense. So we're going to double click in the box and then move it to the left. So now these things are lined up properly and we can add our form here. Okay, so of course, you know, being so picky like I am, I want to sit here all day fanatically and make sure that this is exactly perfect. And I want to go to the headline here, and I want to say, "Get this guide now!" Exclamation. And of course, we can make it bigger, and we can change the text here. So we'll change it to light taupe black, and let's save. Okay. So I've already kept you guys for 39 minutes. So I think what we're going to have to do is finish this up tomorrow. But the cool part is like I was saying, since I've already created this box now, it's just a matter of doing the other pages. Okay, so I want to shrink this up, but it keeps doing this little thing where this little thing shows up here. So the little thing, those are the technical words in case you guys were wondering. But I want to shrink this panel back down, okay, because I don't need that much space. So I can just go to the panel and then go to the sizes and the height. And then you'll see, I see my little dot here that I can drag up and visually select it. So we'll move this up just a little, and we'll move this up just a little, and we'll save again, and that's fine. And I just want to show you the live version of the page right now. So we'll do republish, and let's refresh and refresh again. Usually takes a couple times once you've republished. Let's do it again because we connected the header and the footer. Oh, come on. So, okay, let's refresh. Oh, it might be because I still have this open. Okay, let's close and let's try this again. And let's republish. It can take up to like 5 or 10 minutes, but usually it's like, usually I feel like I refresh 2 times and it does it. Okay, I just really want you to see. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's go to settings. And oh, for some reason it didn't save that. Oh, okay. So let's save and republish. All right, now let's try it. And there's our header, and there's our footer. Okay, definitely need to change that. So now you can see that this is going to be really easy because all we need to do is duplicate, okay? And we're also going to make the, just like I showed you on the previous funnel that I created with the Ultimate Hustle, we're also going to make that sales page. The next page is going to be the same, you know, invite to Team Vision. That way you guys can put your own affiliate links in there, okay? Because I said, remember, I'm going to give you this whole lead magnet funnel. This is not going to be one I sell. This is going to be one that I just give to you because I love you all. Let's see. Shawana says, I think 2 is missing in the heading. How to, oh, you're right. You are so right. Let's fix that right now. So we'll go to how to successfully build, grow, or expand your business using artificial intelligence. Alrighty. And that's fine. Okay, guys, so we're going to go ahead and stop there because I don't want to overwhelm you. I know that's a lot of information. So I will see you tomorrow for the rest of the trade. Hopefully, I don't know if we could get it all done, but definitely we're going to finish it up this week. We're going to finish up the whole lead magnet funnel. I'm going to give you guys this whole sales funnel. We're going to create the email sequence and all of that. And it should be, I think, hopefully I can give you some tips to help you make the whole email sequence. I know that overwhelms you guys a lot, but hopefully I can give you some tips to help you kind of speed through the learning curve of that. So thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you spending your time with me. Christy says, fantastic. You are such a good trainer. Yay, you're so welcome. Awesome. Val says, thank you. Linwood, you're so welcome. Okay, guys, I will see you tomorrow, same same time, same place. Before I go, though, I did want to show you our newest template. I'm gonna, instead of my normal outro video, I wanted to show you the actual promo video of our newest template, because that is, I love it. It's beautiful. I love it. So I will see you all tomorrow, same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality. Bye.